Hello and welcome to this new special episode of Continuum Gaming. Today we will have a look at something that's more fun or something. We are not going to use this, or I'm pretty sure that nobody is going to do this anymore. But just to try it out, is it possible to play back a DVD, for instance, with a phone? Yeah, and of course we could do this with a Blu-ray or something else too, but with Blu-rays there is a problem with more or less the codecs and stuff like that, so it's a little bit different and a little bit more complex to do that, but only on the software side, not on the hardware side. So we are going to have a look at this kind of little trial here, and again, it's just for fun. It's not really something that most people would do, but let's see if that is possible. Okay, and to try this out, we need a couple of different things. Of course, we need some kind of a DVD. So in this case, I just grabbed one of my DVDs, or better to say a season pack of from The Big Bang Theory, season 1. And this is a DVD from my DVD collection. And as you can see, it's a DVD in there. And we are going to try it with this first one and just have a look if we can, for instance, have a look at the season 1 and the first episode of that. Okay, and of course we need something like our smartphone here. This is the Lumia 950 XL in this case. And it's of course with the Mozo cover again, as you already know from my smartphone here. And it only has a USB-C connector on it. That's of course pretty important for this. Okay, so, and because some smartphone, for instance, doesn't have any kind of optical drive, of course, because the optical drive would be bigger than the smartphone itself, we need something to connect to that. So I have two different ones here. This is an optical drive, more or less no name, if you ask me. So, as you can see, it's FirstCom in this case. And we have a USB connector, USB-A on it, to connect something to. This one doesn't have an external power supply or external power adapter or something for that. And so we will first try this one, but I'm pretty sure that this will not work. Just a little excuse, or just to let you know, this has the worst kind of connector, so don't buy this. If you want to buy something, don't use this strange USB-C adapter that is used here. It's really the worst kind of adapter you can buy, if you ask me. So buy anything else if you are really considering buying an external drive anymore. And of course, as I mentioned before, it only has a USB-A connector on it. And the second option is this drive from Rubber Team. This is a much better one if you ask me, but whatever. And this has an external power plug in there. And it has, of course, a USB-A connector too. It actually has two of them. So if you don't plug this power connector in, you are able to use two of them to power this device, which is a good idea, especially if you are using, for instance, a Blu-ray or something. And this is the other option we will try. So first off, what we of course need, because as you can see, USB-A here too, we will need some kind of an adapter to connect it to our smartphone. And for that, I have this little adapter here, very, very small one. It just connects USB-C to USB-A, so we can plug in any kind of device here. And for that, I'm just going to connect this with my smartphone. So just put it in, like this, of course. And now we should be able to connect, for instance, this drive with it. And again, this is a drive which needs to be powered by the smartphone, and I'm pretty sure that that will not work. But let's try it out. So just get those together. And yeah, first off, we can just try to open it. But as you can see, nothing is happening here, so there's no power which is going from the smartphone to this one, or at least not enough power to really use this. So this is not a viable option. We will have to do it with the other drive. Okay. So, second drive with the Weber Team one. That would be this one. So let's get that and try it out again. And at least since this is powered by an external device, it can be opened, which is a good starting point at least. And we are going to just put in the first DVD here. And let's see if we can see something on our smartphone for that. As you may or may not be able to hear, it's reading something at the moment, or at least it's spinning. Not reading necessarily, but spinning. And for that, first we will have a look at something like VLC, which is a very good, especially if you're trying to use a Blu-ray part or a DVD part or something. This is probably a good idea to do that. And as you can see, we can now, for instance, go to our options here and try to open a file or something. And let's see what's happening there. Maybe with this. But as you can see, there is no option for this drive at the moment, so we are not able to open that. And so let's see if we can find something in the Explorer. But as you can see, nothing shows up here, so this is not recognized by this smartphone at the moment. I kind of expected that, because in the end it's Windows 10 Mobile, and Windows 10 Mobile never was intended to do something like this. And so I'm pretty sure that there are no drivers installed on Windows 10 Mobiles which will run something like this. And you can of course use this kind of connector, so this kind of connector here, with, for instance, an USB drive or something, and that will work. But in the end, since we are going to use an optical drive in this case, this won't work. But we have another option to try out here. And the another option is, of course, Windows 10 ARM. For that I have to shut down my smartphone because I have a dual boot system on this. As you may or may not know, if you want to know how to do that and how that is a viable option and what you have to do for that, please have a look at the top there. In the corner I will put in some kind of a link, or better to say another video where I did the whole process. It's a pretty complex process, but we can do that. And so let's have a look what will be happening here. So in the end we can now select, I'm not sure if you can read that, there's just an option to go to Windows 10 Phone in the first one, or Windows 10 in the second one. The another one is Developer menu. And we are of course booting into Windows 10 ARM in this case now. Okay. And I expect that in Windows 10 ARM we have the drivers available, and there it might be possible to do that. We will see if the power of the smartphone and the processing power and stuff like that will be enough to do that, but it might be a good option to try that out. Okay, so give me a sec till the smartphone has booted up. That takes a couple of seconds in general, and then don't mind that it's black, that's normal. It takes just a little bit till the starting screen is available, but then it's pretty fast, not extremely fast, but pretty fast already, even on a smartphone device like this. And there you can see we have some kind of an indication that something is loading. And he's even trying to boot from that. And I think, oh yeah, there are updates going on. So give me a sec, I will just install those updates and then we will see us again. Okay, and here we are. There is the option to use a VLC player in this case, because I pre-installed it. This one would be the 32 bits version from the Windows Win 32-bit version, not the UWP version. The other option let's go here, would be the VLC player from the store, which is installed here. You can distinguish those by having a look at the logo. This one is a little bit different. And if I activate this, I don't think this will work, because probably the player here is not even able to use something like the DVD player or something. But we will see what's happening there. It's not even working for some way. So I already tried it out. It doesn't work in the end. So what we really want to do is we will go to the desktop and we will use the W32 version of this. Okay, I'm going to allow him that. And now we should be able to see if there is some kind of a DVD or Blu-ray or whatever available. So if it would work, we should be able to open the medium here. And here you can see he's already giving us the option to open DVDs, and there seems to be the disc. So if we now can click on that, yeah, the drive is turning up. And there we go. Seems to be working. Let's see if I can, for instance, go to the language menu, and that is working too.
So if a photon is directed through a plane with two slits in it and either slit is observed, it will not go through both slits. If it's unobserved, it will. However, if it's observed after it's left the plane...
And as you can see, it seems to be working, and we can play back the video. And that is all what we wanted to do here. So with this Win32 version, it's already working as it should. So let's have a look at a different approach. So first off, we could have a look if the other disk is working too. As mentioned before, I'm not sure that that will be happening, but let's try it out. So get that, put it in here. And let's see if from the Windows 32 part we get some kind of a power outlet. And the short answer is no, that is not working. So in the end we can do that. We can use Windows 10 ARM, or better to say a smartphone in this case, to play back DVD videos on a DVD from an optical drive. And that is more or less all I wanted to show you, and what I wanted to try out, and it seems to be working okay. Of course, I wouldn't suggest anybody to do it like that, but seems to be working. Yeah, and there you have it. It's possible, as you may already have noticed, kind of at least. But of course you wouldn't do it anymore, because who wants to watch a DVD film or a DVD movie on this small display then? And especially if you can watch it, for instance, on a big screen. But in the end, it's possible somehow if you use Windows 10 ARM, at least for Windows 10 Mobile. It's not really possible, because I think there are some drivers missing and maybe some licenses that are missing or something. I'm not sure about it, but it's very likely not going to happen. So for Windows 10 Mobile, you would have to rip it or do, I don't know, something else with it. So for instance, buy it or stream it from a platform or something. But in the end, it's not going to work as is. But if you have Windows 10 ARM, you can do it with even a Blu-ray, for instance, should work, because it's all about software there. And yeah, that would be an option to do that. Again, I'm not sure if you should do it, but just for fun, it was fun to try it out, and I wanted to show you that. Yeah, and if you want to have a look at the normal episode, please have a look at the corner there. There I will link it, and of course on the screen itself at the ending then. And other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you had fun with it, and we will see us in the next episode again. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, of course, and if you want to subscribe, I would be happy to see that too. It's down below, of course, and don't forget the bell button. Otherwise, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. If you have any kind of questions, please put them in the commentary section down below, and then see you in the next episode. Bye. Bye.